I have been following the election on television. I saw a good from Governor Fayemi. I saw a very good presentation of election manifesto from him. He presented himself as someone who in the past 4 years has served the state and that he was coming to do better. And when he was talking, he was talking about evidences, though I didn't go there to investigate, but I saw evidences. This makes me so happy because we can now call our leaders to accountability. We can now hold them accountable of what they want. Fayose, I've been hearing his name. I really haven't followed much of this man, but he's been one popular man. Congratulations to His Excellency. Congratulations to him for having won the election. I expected INEC to have done better than what they did. I saw some delays. There were delays in election materials. This is one election. It's not the whole country. And they had taken time. They have taken a lot of time to prepare for this. And now yet there are delays. Where there were the places that were shown us in television is in the city central. The villages where our parents live were not shown us. We didn't see this in television. If there were still late arrival in 2014, there are still late arrival of election materials. It shows that INEC is still not ready. INEC needs to be sanitized. I really believe this. But when I saw that there were in some places late election materials, I wasn't satisfied with that. For the security situation, I am very, very proud. Not for alone the security that stormed the Ekiti state, but I was happy that the Ekiti people proved that they are learned people. Ekiti villagers, I didn't see them amidst the election. I didn't hear about trouble going around. So I give kudos to the Ekiti people. They have. If this was in the north, maybe some bomb blast would have come up yesterday. But I give kudos to Ekiti people themselves. So that's what I want to say. Then in conclusion, I want to thank, because I just saw the tune up to my television, and then I saw the governor congratulating his opponent, his acceptance of defeat. Well, these are my little expectations and what I have observed so far. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I can say Kayode just joined us. Hello, Kayode, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, you're welcome. But before I come to you, Bamishaye Victor, hello.
Hello.
All right. I would like to hear what you have to say about the election yesterday as well.
Okay. As to the whole electioneering process, I would say the people have spoken, and like the governor said, he has considered and he agrees with what the people have said. But if we bring down to if we come to break down the whole electioneering process, there are still flaws that I think needs to be corrected. One of which is what is the civil right of a or civic duty of a soldier in the process of electioneering. Do we still need soldiers to be the election monitors? Are we in a junta regime? Then all these crackdowns on opposition, do we need them? Then the late arrival of materials. This has always been the complaint. It's time it's up. If this is just one state that the whole INEC cannot handle, then what should we expect in 2015? But as for the whole process in Ekiti as a state, I'm from Ekiti state myself, and I would like to congratulate the governor-elect. It was a hard-won fight. Before yesterday, I never expected a landslide myself. I thought at least it would be like a hard battle between the two candidates, but this was clearly a landslide, and Mr. Governor has considered victory and defeat in good faith, and I want to commend him for that. Not many people can do that, and that is the true democratic spirit. It shows he's really learned, and he knows the in and out of this politics, and is committed to the stability of democracy in Nigeria. So I want to commend Governor Kayode Fayemi for calling his opponent to congratulate him. But these few flaws, I think the INEC should look into that, and the military should know where their boundaries are. If they cannot go to Chibok and bring back the girls, why? What is their? I don't know. What are they doing in domestic affairs of election? So I think the president should take note of that. Nigerians want a democratic nation and not a military regime. Thank you. Those are my thoughts.
All right, thank you very much, Victor. I hope the president is also listening or watching wherever he is right now. Okay, Phillips, I would like to have your take on this as well. Hello, Phillips, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. What were you expecting as per the election yesterday in Ekiti State? Were you expecting the outcome or otherwise?
Though I first of all congratulate all the Ekiti indigenes for choosing their governor. Though as for me, I'm not expecting a landslide victory like that. At least, but though I believe that Fayose will win the election, but not as this. But as it is, and I must also congratulate the spirit of sportsmanship of Dr. Kayode Fayemi. This will be the first time in the history of Nigeria that we'll be seeing an opposition accepting defeat, because almost all our elections end up in court. But this time around, he accepted the spirit of sportsmanship, and I will also advise Fayose not to see himself as the victor, at least to carry everybody along. And in as much as the Fayemi has accepted defeat, best of luck. Thanks.
Hello, Phillips.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, there was some kind of breaking in transmission towards the end of your statement. What were you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is that as I so much appreciate the spirit of sportsmanship of Dr. Kayode Fayemi in accepting defeat. I said it is very unusual in the history of Nigeria to see an opponent accepting defeat like that. Most of our elections end up in court. But this time around, in as much that is accepting the defeat, at least it's okay and it's a good omen for the history of Nigeria. And I also commend the INEC and the security operatives. I believe, according to the reports and the observers, they adjourned the election to be free and fair, just like that of the election of Moshood Abiola in 1993. But there is no way that there must not be a mistakes. At least INEC also should improve also as per the election in Osun next time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ogba.
Yeah.
All
Good
right.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Right.
I know what you want to ask me. In the first place, I want to thank the entirety of Channels Television, because this station has brought many Nigerians very close to our country, and to tell us what is happening in our country. In the first place, let me thank the incumbent governor for accepting the defeat. Let me thank the entire state for accepting and voting massively for the governor elect. And let me assure you now that we Nigerians outside are very, very happy of what is happening in Nigeria, and we are behind the government of improving for the benefit of the people living in Nigeria. In the first place, elections are carried out for the masses, not for the military. I saw what the reporter was saying yesterday about the security. Yes, the security is good. If you come to European world, you will see that when they do election, you won't know what is happening. You won't even believe that it is election. But you will see the election. The election will be very, very free and fair, and nobody will be going or doing something or saying something against each other. In fact, let me thank the executive governor, the present governor, for accepting defeat. And let me tell him that he should not, after accepting the defeat, go back to like in Imo State when Rochas won the election, Hakim congratulated him and later on went to court, which is not good. If you have accepted the defeat, you accept it with good mind. Thank you very much. Channels up you. I like you people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kolade. All right, hello, Kolade. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
All right. Considering the election yesterday, the performance of INEC, if you're comparing it with the previous elections, what would you rate INEC? What would you rate their performance so far?
Well, to start with, let me first congratulate all the contestants in the yesterday's election. Everybody did very well. To come to INEC, well, I think INEC is improving by the day.
Yes.
Though the complaints we've heard about is not as what we used to hear in the past. Believe me, we can't expect 100%. The INEC cannot satisfy every Nigeria 100%. But the good thing about it is as each election goes by, we see improvement on the part of INEC. The complaints we've been hearing since yesterday, it's not really encode too much about INEC. What people have been, including the governor who considered defeat, said that as in terms of harassment, as in using security opportunity to harass and things like that, that's not really INEC's problem. It is the security operative. But in terms of rate arrival of materials in some places, I think we heard very little about that. So as in, to me, I believe INEC is improving by the day, which is a good omen for our democracy and for Nigeria election. But sincerely, I really want to say this about I think it is high time every political party wake up. Everybody should wake up. We can't just sit back and because Nigerians are now wise. Believe me, your best might not be good enough for Nigerians, and I think that is what exactly played out in the Ekiti state. I'm not in support of any, but I think you might think you're doing really well. Nigerians these days would need more than what you're giving them. So they will rather look for an alternative. Even if that alternative is not the Messiah, they would rather opt for that rather than just sticking to you. I think that's what played out to me, and that's just a simple that's a simple truth. But I think INEC is improving by the day, and that's let's just give that to them. We can't they might still be lapses anyway, but I think they improved on this last election. Thank you.
Kolade, thank you very much. Victor. Hello, Victor. Your mic is mute. I cannot hear you. All right, we'll come back to you, Victor. Jose, can you hear me, please?
Yes, please.
All right. Looking at INEC's performance yesterday, we are still talking about INEC here. Looking at their performance yesterday. All right. What will you be expecting come 2015? Looking at INEC's performance yesterday, what are your expectations for 2015 general election?
Okay, my expectations for 2015 general election. I expect I expect, like you said, I expect INEC to be a little more digital. I expect INEC to a little bit more prepared. I expect INEC to release results on the same day of elections. This is what I really expect. That there was an election yesterday, and the results came up this morning. I'm not satisfied with this. These things, these numbers of voters were counted in different polling booths, and the numbers were entered into a database immediately into the ENEC database. And the ENEC, if you enter the number, you cannot change it. I know very much about network. I work with networking, and I know this. If you enter this into the INEC, these are not very they are not rocket science. It's not very difficult. As you count it there in the polling booth, you enter it, and it sends to the INEC database to the headquarters. They collect this in few hours. The result is out. This is what I want for 2015. Unless that is done, then the issue of using corpus, I wouldn't say corpus. Before I come to the issue of corpus, I want to mention a little about the security. We said we don't need soldiers, but see our behavior. Just look at the way we do things. Don't you think we're still the people who need soldiers? We are not developed world. The way we do things ourselves is not even when you travel outside Nigerian borders and see the way some, especially those in French colonies, in some French colonies, like where I am, if you see the way they organize things, it's even far better than the way we organize things in our country. So we expect our behavior still requires the army. But let the army not be in terms of pursuing people. Let the army just be positioned there in case of an alert. This is why there is communication. There should be communication between the police, who should be there. Yes, the police should be there, and the army as well, and the civil defense. I don't support the use of corpus by INEC. INEC has its staff, both ad hoc staff and this thing. We shouldn't expose. So there are a lot of people who will in fall of. Last time we had issue of corpus, more than 100 corpus lose their lives, especially in the north, and some were even injured in Edo State. So we know this. I don't expect my brother. I would, if I'm a youth corper, if my brother is a youth corper, I would not ask him to go and work for INEC. So I don't encourage it. INEC should use their staff. INEC should be more in control of the election. This is why they were formed. This is why they are paid. And in conclusion, let like the other brother said, let the incumbent government recognize the work that the past government has done, so that there can be continuity in this country. You should not go to the office and start revocating other contracts and starting a fresh one. We are not asking him to do that. We're asking him to come to the office and continue the unfinished project and finish them for us and start new ones. This is why we have elected him. So please, let INEC work together. Let INEC be more digital. Let INEC be more proactive. INEC is not the INEC directors of the states is where we look at now. Who are we appointing as INEC directors in the different
All right. Sorry, Jose, you're breaking up a little. Victor.
Yeah.
All right. I would like to come back to you, but before we move on, I would want you, every one of us, to please type. It seems Jose is still trying to talk. Hello, Jose.
Yes.
Yeah, your network was breaking, but could you please hold on a moment, please?
All right.
All right. I would want everybody to type in their full name and their locations to the chat box. Yeah, for the purpose of production. Thank you very much. Now, Victor.
Yeah,
All right. Do you agree with Doze that HANEC should go full digital? It should stop including the use of court members and all that in 2015. Do you agree with Doze that HANEC can achieve that?
I believe Nigeria has the means to achieve every other thing, everything the first world, as they call themselves, achieves. We have the money, we have the people, we have the brains. It's only mismanagement and corruption that has eaten deep into the system, and we need a clean sweep. But as to the capability and the possibility of INEC achieving that, yes, 100% possible. INEC can go digital, INEC can do e-voting, INEC can do whatever they want to do. So far, they are committed to it. And I take an exception to a point made by Shikoze as regards the army. Nigerians are not animals. So we are, yes, every in short, if every nation has its own set of people and some lapses the people possess, but it does not make our democracy a military democracy. If you want, if you think Nigerians are so bad to that extent, then we should go back to a military regime. But once we are democratic, we want to be democratic. The reason why we have police and their ministry has been separated from the soldiers is because police can handle civilian matters. So if election be a civilian matter, let the police handle them. We do not need soldiers. They are intimidating. Where we need them, they are not performing. We need them in Sambisa. That's where we need them. Let the police let them run the affairs of the city. That's how it's done in a civilized environment. But for INEC, I believe they have everything possible to achieve what they want to achieve. As to the use of copper, um, if I believe if you are if you are getting my service to something to do something for you, there should be things attached. Now these people's life are being risked. Now the point is not should they not be used or should they be used. The point is what is the reward system for these people. They could be INEC staffs, probably temporary staffs. Probably INEC has seen it as a way to cut down expenses. Yes, possibly. But these people, you are risking their life. What is the reward system for them? I think that's the question we should ask. Because it doesn't matter if he's a copper or he's a staff, the major thing is they need employees. But for these employees, what is the reward system for them? So, but I believe that INEC and the Nigerian nation as a whole has everything it needs to be successful in whatever thing they undertake.
Thank you very much. Phillips, I will come to you with this next question now. Hello, Phillips. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
All right. Um, Leading onto yesterday's election, it appears the incumbent governor is almost a favorite of everybody. But with what happened yesterday, what would you say caused the switch, so to say, the switch of people's decision in selecting Fayoshe?
I believe what caused it, to my own personal opinion, I believe everything lies on the issue of a godfatherism. That people try to reject the issue of Godfather. They don't want people big dictating. They want themselves to be liberated. And that they don't want anybody to dictate for anyone. That this is my stew, this is my this. Controlling. People want self-reliance. That is just is this typically issue of Godfatherism. That's why people just decided to shift. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Media, are you there?
Hello?
All right, Kolade.
Yeah,
All right, can you hear me now?
yeah, clearly. I can hear you clearly.
All right. With the turnout yesterday, with the election of Governor-elect Fayoshe, what are you expecting? What is the future or your future expectation for the Ekiti people?
Well, the only thing I would expect Ayoshi, this is a golden opportunity for him to write his name in the golden book or the golden book of Nigeria. He needs to utilize this opportunity to correct every wrongdoing in the past. Everything should be about the people. Look, I will say it again. Nigerians are very they are easy to control. They are peace loving people. If you give them, just make them comfortable and happy, then you get, in fact, your name will you'll be praised so high. You get it. So to me, this is a very golden opportunity for him to just correct all the wrongs in the past. Nothing more than that. But please, let me just chip in this. I think you asked the first question. I would really love to say something about. I have some good facts, not facts. I know about something about technology and INEC for future election. Let me tell you a simple truth. If truly we know what we are doing in Nigeria, we should not be at this point we are right now. Let me give you this. Nigerian police force has a nationwide network which was designed to use for, in quotes, security camera and communication system. They built cell sites across Nigeria. I know about it. I was a part of it. That cell site are sitting there. We have corporate companies, as in Wi-Fi providers, what's it called, telecom, all these internet service providers are renting some of them, which are in major police stations across the nation. Nothing will have stopped INEC from relying on this backbone to, because what INEC will definitely want to say is that it is not easy and cheap to deploy this across. They won't want to rely on internet or to deploy network across the entire nation. But there is one seated doing nothing since the last 3 years. INEC can capitalize on this so that they will spend less money and achieve what they need to achieve. A central database is what we are saying. And with this in place, we'll rule out so many things. As figures are coming in, everybody is saying, nobody is manipulating, scanning one thing and changing figure. From the polling point, as you are entering the data, all the observers there can see, all the representatives there can see, and it's being submitted instantly. Those at the other end too are not calculating or typing anything. Everything, and get it, everybody just write down their fact, and you can go and cross check. If you think there is any, you can, that is where we should go. And with that, there is nobody manipulating anything anyway. You guys, everything is just is computerized, and everything is just being done digitally. And with that, we get our results instantly. There is no rocket science in this. So to me, I just wonder at times when that, because there are things they need to use, and I don't know why we are here where we are today. But that's the truth. Anyway, based on, as in, anyway, where we are, we should still, at least we know that we'll get there someday. We'll get there someday. That is my own take.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ogba Gabriel.
Yeah.
All right. If you follow the election process in Nigeria, the very soon, Osun State will be conducting their own governorship election.
Yeah.
All right. With what played out in Ekiti State yesterday, what are your expectations
My
concerning?
expectation my
Yeah.
expectation is this. My expectation is more the best one, most the freest election. My expectation is the INEC should do more better than they did yesterday. My expectation is that is the security people should do more better than they did yesterday. My expectation is this: the people, they have to be enticed, sanitized, and tell them what is going on, and tell them how to do the elections. The INEC is not doing what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to inform people very, very well. Use the television, use the newspaper, use the town criers to meet the people. Go to the village, not only the inside the town. go to the village and inform people and tell people what is happening, what is going to happen. Okay, when they do election, they're supposed to have something like database, as Coyote and the said. They're supposed to have database so that when you do election, you collect the whole data and send it to their headquarters. And when the headquarters collected they have to announce it immediately so that there will be no person that will come and announce another election as was done in 1983 when Mbakwe announced his election before in 19 yeah I'm right in 1983 when Mbakwe announced his election before the Fedeco can even come out to announce the election. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ogba. Olumuyiwa Babatunde, hello.
Hello, hi,
Olu
how are you?
oh, I'm great. Good to have you here.
Good, good
All right.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. I would have just asked where you're calling from, but I would just implore you to type your name and where you're calling from into the chat box. Thank you very. All right. Thank you very much.
No worries.
All right. Olumiwa, we've been discussing the election yesterday. I don't know if you followed the election yesterday as well.
Yes, I did. I did, and I think it was a fairly contested election. I think it looks that the processes were free and fair according to those who were on ground. And I'm also happy to read just some few minutes ago that the outgoing governor has conceded defeat and has congratulated the winner. So for me, I think it's some good news for the Nigerian state. Irrespective of the blueprints before the elections, I think the process is so far, according to all the stakeholders that we have heard from, appears fair. I'm not in Ekiti state. I might not be too sure of what exactly transpired, but no one has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, your network seems to be breaking. I'll come back right to you. Kolade.
Yeah.
All right. As it appears, the APC being the opposition group, so to speak, they are just coming up, and all of a sudden they are losing Ekiti State. What are you expecting concerning Osun, forthcoming Osun State governorship election?
Well, to me, I think APC needs to really sit back, look at the whole process, and re-strategize. I'll say it again. I don't know if I said it earlier that everything is about Nigerians. I think APC is capitalizing on, in quotes, the elite and what they have done, but so much more is expected of them. What's in Osun State, they should go to the, although I'm from Osun State, and sincerely, I know what is happening there, and the present governor is someone to beat, because the man is doing a whole lot. But they should not capitalize on what they have done. They still need to go and sensitize the grassroots. There are so many people. Look, if you can stay on channels TV and place adverts, and everybody across the entire world are seeing things, those are not people who vote on the election day. Those who really do the voting are those who are there in their villages. Some who do not even have television to watch channels television and go. So you leaving them and just capitalizing on the bridges you built and the roads you've done, which are normal thing, while they are still hungry, does not make any difference. And I think that is what APC needs to work on. What I think played out in Osun, there are so many hungry people, and you are coming telling them Jamboree, and when they saw somebody who would rather give them food, they would rather leave your bridges and your tourist center you are building to go for food. So I think that is where we need, because everything about politics is a number of game. You might have brilliant ideas, you might have money, but if you don't have the real people to follow you, you lose out. And that is exactly what I think that for APC. So APC should please sit back, strategize on how they will capitalize on the number of the so-called the real people, the grassroots people in their villages, how they will reach out to them and make them a part of what they are doing and sensitize them on how to go about on the election day. That is what I think they really need to work on, and nothing more than that. Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah, thank you very much. Olumiwa, I can see you were making gestures as he was making his point. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, obviously, I think he's got some very good points. I also think that what happened in Ekiti State is not largely a representation of the people's interest in PDP as a party, but a representation of what Francois Bayat defined as the politics of the belly. There isn't any amount of achievements you can show to a hungry man. He needs when he's had something in his tummy. So I think that played a larger part. I'm also happy to hear that in all the campaigns that we saw, except for when the president visited Ekiti State, when he was talking about Fayemi underperforming, everybody agrees moderately that Fayemi tried within the limits of how best he think he can in terms of performance. But where he got it wrong was understanding the political sociology of Ekiti as a people. And in Ekiti, they have a defined pattern of voting. If realities or needs her, you would definitely lose out. And that happened in Ekiti State. For Osun State, I'm also from Osun State. There's a difference between the politics of Ekiti people and the politics of Osun State. Osun, I'm from Ede. Ede is a fairly large local government in Osun State, from Ede North precisely. Osun people have a past history when they are voting. They seem to be a little bit more sentimental, and they might not necessarily biased towards what you can offer them immediately. For Osun, be slightly difficult for the PDP to have this much success as they recorded in Ekiti State because of the quality or the caliber of candidates they are presenting. So I am foreseeing a situation where Osun might be more keenly contested than Ekiti State because of the individual that the PDP flag bearer is fronting. Other than that, I also think that at every point in time, when the people think that you are not doing the right thing as they want you to do, it beholds on a good leader or a good politician, so to speak, to do exactly what you want. And in the final analysis, the concept of political sovereignty remains with the people. It is the right, it is the responsibility, it is the duty of the people at every point in time to decide those who govern them. So if they vote you out, they owe no apologies to that. So you need to be careful, you need to tread carefully, and I'm sure that Aregbe Shola would learn from this experience. I'm sure that if he is sensible enough, if he is a student of history, politically, he should be able to sort that out. And if eventually, if Russian people say no to him, then good luck to him. What we are seeing is the beauty of democracy. It's a good thing.
All right, thank you very much, Olumiwa. Thank you very much, everyone. But in wrapping up, I would want you to give in sort of a short closing remark. Let me start with you, Victor. Victor, it seems your audio is out. We cannot hear you. All right, Victor, please try to sort out the audio issue. We'll come back to you. What do you have to say in wrapping this discussion up? Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I can.
All right. I would want you to give us a short comment to wrap up the discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I had to plug. I had to plug my battery. So, in wrapping up the discussion, I've had very good discussion contributions from all of you guys over there. I believe with you guys Nigeria will be greater. A lot of potentials, with a lot of good ideas.
Yeah.
But I still ask INEC
Uh,
to
this is,
readjust,
the,
creative and proactive. See how far INEC will improve in Osun election, and if Osun election is not fantastic, if it's not released the same day, then Jega should resign. Thank you.
all right. Thank you very much. Let me come to you, Kolade. What do you have to say in wrapping up the discussion?
Okay, wrapping up, I would just say I would just want to plead with all the players to calm down, sit back, strategize, and just play by the rules. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Ogba, can you hear us, Mr. Ogba?
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Okay.
Yeah. I thank all the presenters and the channels television for this good opportunity to give Nigerians a view to air their views. And I thank the management for the steadfastness of their station. Let me say this: election is not a do or die affair. Let our people know this. Election is you win, you lose. And when you lose, you congratulate your fellow and join him to do things in a proper way. Thank you very much. Nigeria is great.
Yeah, Nigeria is great. Thank you very much. Olumoyiwa, I will come to you right now. What advice would you want to give our politicians come 2015? Shortly.
Well, I would first like to advise the Nigerian state, the federal government itself, they need to be apolitical about some of their actions as much as possible. The events leading to the Ekiti elections shouldn't be repeated. In situations where the state was made to be under so much siege, I don't think it gives room for enough democratic processes to take place. That said, I think the government, to be honest, has been fair. They can do better by relaxing the mood a little bit, not create the impression that the state is under siege or is at war. For INEC, it certainly can do better. It can work on the few technical glitches experienced in Ekiti State and make sure that materials do arrive early on time and the accreditation process takes place well enough. And for the politicians, like my brother said, it isn't supposed to affair. It's about principles. It's about alone. It's also about your personality. So a good politician must be able to match principles with personality and with performance, and that way Nigeria will move forward. I look forward to seeing a repetition of this in the next elections that we'll be having towards the 2015 elections and during the general elections itself. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this fellowship. Congratulations once again to Nigeria and to everybody who has come up on the show to identify with your TV house, which is doing a very, very good job. And I commend Channels Television. I hope you can step up your game and
Yeah, that's very
television
important.
being the center of Africa.
Thank you very much, Lumewa. Philip, I will come over to you now.
Thank you. I will first thank the Channels Television for doing a well done job. And at the same time, I will advise the incoming governor, Dr. Chief Fayoshe,
Fayoshe, yeah.
yeah, not to see himself as winner takes all. He should consider the opposition also, most especially those that believe that can make him to take the state to a higher height. Also, I will congratulate INEC for conducting a very good election because the observers adjourned the election to be free and fair. And in as much that the opposition has even accepted defeat, that's to this themselves, they see that INEC tried. Though as Oliver Twist that always asks for more, we employ them to improve on all the lapses that they have in case of the in the election coming up in Osun State. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Bamshai, I can see you have come back online. So what do you have to say in wrapping up the discussion?
Yeah, in wrapping up the discussion, I would like to say the Nigerian community as a whole needs to improve. Our sociology, just like Olumewa said, should move from the politics of the stone of the belly. Whatever you eat, you will defecate, and it won't be there tomorrow. We should go to a politics of development, which, to be honest, Fayemi has presented. I'm not trying to present someone who has lost the election. I'm not campaigning for him. The campaign is over. But I'm just saying our ideology has to change from what comes into our stomach. And then for the political umpire, I think they too need to look at the ways they should technologically improve in their game. And the federal government should also minimize this thing we call federal might. It doesn't paint Nigeria in the right light. It makes us look like one semi-democratic nation, and we are totally democratic, or at least should be. This we are not in a junta regime. Military, the soldiers should be where the soldiers should be. Let the police run the affairs of what the police should do. And I particularly support the idea of state police. I think it will go a long way in helping Nigerians. And finally, I want to say congratulations to Mr. Ayo Fayoshe. And during his campaign, I heard him say he is a better man. He has learned from his past. I hope indeed he has learned, because one of the mistakes he made in the past was seeing his position as a whip to the opposition. You cannot eradicate opposition from democracy. And I truly believe he has learned from that. He should be truly magnanimous in victory, and I believe his tenure will be a successful one, more than in a far better way than the previous one. Kudos to Nigeria, and I wish Nigerians the very best of democracy we can have. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Victor. I really hope he's watching and is listening wherever he is right now. And I would appreciate everyone for joining and for your comments and your time.
Thank
Hello, are
you.
you here? All
Yeah,
right.
thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you.
thank
And keep it up.
Yeah, thank you very much. You can follow us at Channels Beam, Channels Beam, BEAM, to continue the discussion.
B-E-B.
AM, Channels
Yeah.
Beam.
Okay, B.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.